Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Livestyle podcast. The right place to get connection with your audience. Yes, you're in the right place, come on. And today, I'm gonna have a special guest, the host of All American Ruins. Come on, Blake!
Hey, what's
Yeah!
up? You got applause and everything.
Yeah!
This is no joke.
Nice. Blake, talk to me about your podcast.
Sure.
Talk to the people. What is your project, your podcast? Talk to them.
Sure, it's called All American Ruins, and it re-chronicles my expeditions to abandoned spaces all over the world. And it's done through immersive audio storytelling, where I'm blurring the lines between fact and fiction and taking people into my imagination as I wander through these spaces.
Yeah, I think today newer podcasts are going to video, but I think sometimes in this kind of podcast, I think it's so good to listen. Say you can imagine more. I think the imagination it's an ingredient of your show.
It's a major component, and in fact, every episode at the beginning, I ask the listener to put this away, turn off the world, and just go with me for 20 minutes with nothing but your ears.
Yeah, I understand that the experience with video is nice too, but it's different. Yeah, if I read a book, it's one experience. See a movie of the same book, it's another experience. So I think it's nice. I think for many content creators, for many podcasts, I suggest, start with video. But there is a kind of podcast that is nice. Only listen. I think it's nice. I think yours is one that you can listen. It's enough. You can do video. People didn't see it yet, but it's nice video this guy do. But you can listen to. I like this content.
Yeah, I will say that I think we're living in a time where everything is very fast. I heard a guest of yours earlier talking about this, and something that I set out to do when I started building this little multiverse is encouraging folks to access their imaginations as much as a tool for healing as it is a space of creativity and wonderment. Because I think those two integrated spaces are really powerful.
It's all about experience.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And you know, the video is great. I have a huge production crew that is putting a lot of money and resources into these gorgeous 20-minute videos that come out sort of paired with the episodes. There is nothing to me more special than audio, closing my eyes, and getting transported to a different time and place.
Nice. What is the average time for each episode?
It ranges between 15 and 25 minutes.
25 minutes. Nice. And don't you have guests in your contents, right?
Well, the main episodes, no. I do hire actors from time to time, but in between seasons, I do profiles of innovative thinkers and shakers in the URBEX, which stands for Urban Exploration, and historic preservation communities. So, for example, the co-founder of Atlas Obscura, I did a huge audio profile on him, and in that capacity, he was featured as a guest.
Nice. I have to get question about money. Everybody wants to know about money in any kind of podcast, and your podcast is different. How can you monetize this kind of podcast?
There's a few different ways that I've been able to. I think the biggest one was thinking creatively and utilizing my partnerships as a tool to find revenue through different organizations who hire me once they see the value of the work. So I can give you an example. History Colorado is the state history agency in the state of Colorado. I pitched them a magazine article last year to talk about this particular episode of mine that dives into the origin story. And while I was writing that article, I decided I was going to create a bonus episode that I was going to pair with the digital version of the article. Well, they liked it so much that they then hired me to help them produce their podcast, Lost Highways. So there are these indirect lines of monetization that have happened for me just by pitching myself. In addition to that, sponsorship is a huge one for me, especially hyper-local, adventure-based sponsorship, as well as doing live events all over the country for different history organizations and preservation societies.
Nice. And what are your goals for your project for this year? Until the end of the year, what do you want?
Well, at the end of last year, all of this stuff happened, this kind of huge explosion where I was suddenly getting a bunch of awards, I was getting nominated for grants, and so from now until the end of the year, all I want to do is just keep making my art, because at the core of everything that I do with this project, it was about expressing myself, and it was about trying to figure out a way to originally get through the pandemic, but now I have this treasure trove of stories. And so I think just the biggest goal is to keep going and to keep pushing myself, because as you know, it can be very challenging to be in a silo and to feel compelled to keep going.
Yeah. And talk to people. Where can they find you?
You can go to allamericanruins.com, and you can also find all of my social media there. Also blakepfeil.com. All my social media is there, and I'm going to spell my last name for folks the way that I spell it to a telemarketer. So I like to say P like Paul, F like Frank, E-I-L is how I'd say it to a telemarketer.
Awesome. Thank you, Blake, for your time. Thank you, guys, for your time. And see you guys in the next episode.
Thanks.